To wonder, to question, the role of the philosopher, to achieve believed ascension. Deception may cloud, perception is faulted, mind fog enshroud, the process is halted. How then proceed, if one simply fools themselves, if outer factors impede? Is it not the world you seek to delve? Yet the world may blind you. Alas, you search within it for an otherworldly breakthrough, until the board is thin and split. This is the irony, delve deeper in to come out. But where the line draws do we ever see? Or does our work merely cloud us with doubt? Trying to see, but maybe that's the issue. Maybe to lead blindly, may we proceed on through. It's subjective really, depending on a variety of factors. Still objectively, in the end all concurs. When all blurs we assure, we see as meant to, simply blindly unable to defer. Perhaps this is breaking through. A renewal of vision, no vision merely impulsive, riddled with indecision, blindly lead, proceed, compulsive. Why must life have balance? To realize blessing one must suffer. Sure, it makes for great substance, a positive from negative, still must one feel forced to concur. Why must all things defer? Then still we willingly correlate. Rippled reality, life's trajectory astir. At least let the narrow path lead straight. Happiness isn't met without sorrows introducing. In order for the former to beget, of course we need draft before reproducing. Balance in everything, emotion, substance, pleasures and occurrence. Can't obtain something out of nothing. Endurance breeds perseverance. Shame life is this way. Every moment shapes who we are to be, but in light of a better day, simply motivated to concur hopefully until triumphantly. Hope is often frail, even misleading, especially when you see reality derail. Still, we blindly proceeding. Coping really, surely assurance is dear. All falls ever steady, but hope keeps us from collapsing into fear. A support bridge to question if in vain. Life often a rocky ridge, but with this we cross the plain. Searching for an end, but where's the destination? As we further descend, we more heavily cling to desperation. Wishful, but is it true? Still, motivating us through. The trial and terror, surely there's resolution. When all seems to fall in error, we sought for solution or fall in absolution. This is persistence, relying on hope itself solely, to either keep with resistance or give in to doubt wholly. The risk is fear, the loss often realized, but the dream dear, often only visualized. But bear in mind, often is the key word. Perhaps we are to find, perhaps our struggles will be conquered. That's what motivates us to keep trying, until reality and fantasy correlates. But how long can we go without denying? Is there a limit? A time before doubts takes over, until fantasy exhibits how much are we capable to endure. Fear is a character, a spirit our spirits embody, wholly spiraling at a stir. Within we see tragedy the trajectory. We're not driven unless away, encompassed impossibility. Opportunity may sway. Do we play the way into atrocity? Fear takes many forms, caution, paranoia, nervousness. It may dictate our fates, choose we heed or lead perform. Without discretion, our description may read hopeless. Our direction may be faulted, our desires discarded, our destiny halted. The hand dealt, the body felt departed. We may lose ourselves and identity when fear wears judgment skin. To cower feeds the power to a bodiless entity. We fabricate and fixate within. Often by the unsolicited help of others, fear knows all. He haunts and taunts masked as many figures. Merciless, our mind becomes an abyss we blindly crawl. How abolish? First open eyes. In order to distinguish, one must first realize. A remarkable feat, understanding fear, to spark the dark and shine marble under feet. Sparkle path, and with this, proceed clear. Every subtle action isn't without consequence, even absent of reaction. Does a number of equations fall into sequence? The act of not acting, a part in of itself, of course. The lines of fate alternate retracting. The way of play sways off course. Or at least in comparison to draft, the lines blur, the scripter improvises. Method acting, a more natural self-willed craft. To halt intended results, alter extended guises. We see a trajectory. Does fate correlate? To go follow chase or erase completely. Simply consequence brides the open gate. a new life to step into, a world of opportunity to reside or pass through. Consequence, regardless, will be there attentively. The rule of fate, to alter or concur, to dictate or correlate, is the path clear or blurred? We can wonder, we can witness, to ponder and answer. Rarely we may be left answerless. Perhaps perspective, believe what you will. Some objective, some subjective, we all fall before an object still. Futile or depicted, pointless to change, or perhaps predicted, meant solely to rearrange. The path paved ahead, perhaps we're meant to, unknowingly, willingly tread, to fate's accord we went through. The trials of life, expectedly as meant to be, or the blessing and strife, but surely it ends in harmony. We can question, we can argue, we can believe in no direction, but maybe we're intended to. No concrete evidence to suggest otherwise or no. We seek a sort of reference, but maybe we're meant to blindly follow all things through. Alteration may be fantasy, still to pursue. May we maybe find elevation within grounded reality. To live a nightmare, to die in dreams. Fascination everywhere, soul tie bound, grounded not it seems. Cut through visually, physically blunt. Isolation abundantly, fixation on all you want. Depiction is the tease, prediction is the spoiler, fiction is release of all that holds you further. Fulfillment fulls, feels, reveals discernment. A greater envisioning instills inspired implements, distills desire, the fire burns, sparks attainment engulfing. Limitations bind, imagination ignites. The question is how to find. The answer feeds sulfur sight. A fuel to journey, to burn may burn away. Fire spreads quickly, hopefully to shine divine an array. To believe the unbelievable, to achieve the unachievable, to perceive the unperceivable, to conceive the unconceivable. What measures possibility? What dictates reality? What limits humanity? What clouds the visionary? The human mind, creative and rational, even if colorfully blind. A world of grey does not stray one's potential. The human spirit, hopeful and wishful, what more need we inherit if we soulful and willful? The human heart, beat we for a feeling, a motion, the motions start, with all else the infinite revealing. You are your limit, will you chase or change course? Boundaries may exhibit, but you may proceed with force. Quick to forget, you make your decisions, an array may beget. Enlightened sight ignites glowing vision. Where there's a page, there's possibility. Let letters scatter, fill the empty void. Mark your marking, interior drape escape entirely. Align divine lines, exterior borders, barriers devoid. Artistic creation, brought from creative thought. Perhaps awakening, perhaps envisioning. A seeming dreaming of sort. Base off night or day's array, enlightened way. Wake, transport, revisioning. If no word count, no limit. The page can be anything you want it to be. Envision the infinite or plane you want to visit. Reality or fabricated fantasy, redefine possibility. Any genre, any format, regardless of fact. Any media and any outlet. Why keep the bounds of the virtual and spiritual realms intact? Mysticism and mystery breed novelty, for no certainty is met. Drama, horror, philosophy, the arts and dance, documentary, spirituality, biography. Or if you really insist, romance. Perhaps a combination, writing in abundance, a bundle of joy and fascination, action, reaction, and disciplines. A true-to-life journey, youthful desire inspired, adventure and trajectory. Set the plotline ablaze, let it craze your passionate fire. Burn and project, a series of images, into many minds through the eyes dissect. Interject a reflect of mirages. This is the fun bit, the magic of writing, creative, inventive wit, and hear the world reciting. A sighting, a sightseeing, a whole realm of inviting. Everyone and everything, see we be and of anything. Feast your eyes, though food for thought, visualize. Mind consults. A blank page is given to 3 men, no instruction, context, or pen. The first man takes it, smiles and walks. The second folds it, shapes a paper hawk. The third crumbles his and throws it away. He substitutes with a new form of digital display. The first man's name, content consumer. The second man, innovator, and third, inventor. The content consumer will take without wonder, no question, curiosity, opportunity, just paper. The The innovator will take account all he's attained, quirks and flaws, and put into work none remained. The inventor will question, ponder, hypothesize, realize a need or desire, and visualize, to create and form a way or media anew. Who of these are you, and what will you do? Modern life is really but a popularity contest. Even factors such as strife are altered by who the public deems the best. The categories, looks, wealth, materialism, and status, sure, a multitude of trajectories, but they meet hand in hand and encompass a simplified life journey, first considered for jobs, friends, and soulmates. People overlook character for money and beauty. Talent, skill, qualification, and soul assumingly correlate. Don't judge a book by its cover, only as stated in regards to negativity. Still we objectify a potential lover. Judgment takes place, even positively. A rich man is seen as royalty, a poor man as trash littered on the street. Often the rich man has garbage for personality, the homeless man a saint, abandoned on concrete. A product of stained society, the rich man must be an angel. His glowing golden aura, so naturally, we assume he's more humble. Clouded perception, sight overshadows insight, simply the art of beauty's deception, imagery over what's factual or right. The ugly person a creep, the beautiful a god or goddess on earth. Without bothering to think or look deep, we use the surface to measure worth. Both fall under judging a book by its cover, whether hideous or attractive. Both are wrong, and only later we uncover, as beauty is retractive. But truth matters not, simply what lays before we, believed or perceived and simply forgot, self-deceived a blur to defer expectation from reality. Twin women stand before you on a pier. The first promises you wealth at the cost of your years. The second, years at the cost of luxury. These women realize time is our most precious commodity, you see. Non-renewable, non-refundable, a one-way exchange, but funds are replaceable. One may argue balance in days are numbered. Check and check balance, but twins somewhat differ. To question, thrillful, youthful, or material earning. Spending on both, costing and yearning. You may like both, but only truly love one purely. You can dump time for dimes, but time will move on spent poorly. Make it count, and it adds up accordingly. No need for accounting for when spending time affordably. Free will's a luxury, but self-control must be held dear. To see, to be, to think or act on freely. Without limit, action the reaction exhibits clear. Set boundary. Yes, you have a choice. To cross a border of order disorderly, or formally inform with compliant voice. Free will merely is awareness, independent choice and thought, but to act merely careless, on you or others all falls distraught. Simply to say, it may bring blessing, alas could go the other way, you may destroy everything, you must bear accountability, if bringing suffering upon others, or even self, there's no immunity, really only possibility blurs. See your way, realize independency, but dare not sway into a craze, for you will blaze in the fires of your stupidity. A wildfire, you set yourself free, the wilderness world appears dire, but to fuel is the act of the fool's instability. What matters my craze? What matters anything? Simply to burst ablaze, free will fuels everything. I've touched bases, now to question action. Life houses many faces, but which bears the right reaction? Crowds will herd, perspective is subjective, objectivity blurred, simply on what's popularly projective. Imagery or idealism, whatever most appealing. Mysticism dies for realism. Realism lies before all revealing, blocking independent vision, though we have the ability, forgotten in favor of outer decision. Abandonment is comfort in simplicity, no chase to deface. The idea life embodies, to escape or reshape out of place, simply an outsider in stranger seas, to go against the tides, to battle against the current, to flow or subside, the difference is apparent. To copy is to live comfortably, to alternate is to alienate, a price and balance in all unfortunately, no longer just going against fate. But literally everything virtual, though emotional and spiritual follows. You may do as you will, but truthfully, it's a bitter pill to swallow. What if it's true? What if you're destined to be alone? No one thinks or feels as you do. No one has felt the only feelings you've ever known. No one to connect to. No one to communicate. No one with whom you can see it through. No one with whom you can relate. No one who truly understands you. No one who feels and thinks the same. No one who you truly understand too. No one to share in passion, aspiration, and aim. No one to love even. Not that I care for it, just a thought deep within. I will be sure to further ignore it. Clearly I'm out of touch, or maybe damaged, or perhaps a tad much. At least I'm no savage. Not if I can help it. This is a shortcut to introspection, into despair's pit, the lair of insecurity, fear, and imperfection.